Hi guys, Shanna Cramer here, Red River Watercolor Society. Merry Christmas. This is the December 2020 members meeting, and I am just getting some comments up here on my screen. So if you leave a comment, and please do, don't let me get bored talking to myself. If you leave any comments, I may not see who is typing the comments, but I will be able to see that there's a comment there and respond to you. Lisa should be popping in pretty soon. Lisa Burns, the president, and she will also help to answer some questions. And oh yeah, door prizes, right? The reason you're here. So tonight we are going to do this poinsettia paint along, and we also are going to just give you a few announcements and a few updates on what's going on with the Red River Watercolor Society. One of the updates is tonight is the night for watercolor cards. So if you plan to make a card and submit that to the watercolor card exchange through the Red River Watercolor Society, that is something that you should be doing today. Good news though, we're going to be painting a card today. And for those of you that are just popping in and thinking that you're maybe just going to sit back and watch a little while, or scroll through Facebook while we're doing our live, maybe instead maybe you could grab your paints and a sheet of paper and just paint along with us. This is going to be a quick little poinsettia, a cute little card that you can just send off to your friends. What I've done here, and I'll just give you a chance to get started. Yeah, my paper's a little dirty. That's because I had it sitting on the table while I was painting, and that's how you get paint on your paper. So I just have this sheet of paper. What I do is get, I don't have one handy, but I get the books of the watercolor paper, the pads of paper I should say, that's 9 by 12, and then I just tear that in half and then fold it in half so that I end up with a 4.5 inch by 6 inch card when folded. So that's what I'll be using for the demo tonight. If you have any scrap of paper at all, go ahead and cut it down, use it. If you want to use the Traceable, there is a Traceable download that you can just use. When you print it out, it is drawn as one large poinsettia, but if you print it out, and all I did here is I opened this on my Mac and on the preview app, and then I just printed it out with 4 per page. So then this gets, it's not exact, but it is pretty darn close to the right size. Close enough for rock and roll, as they say. So that is one way that you can get the right size image for your paper. To get the image on your paper, I mean, obviously you could freehand it, and I know all of you are talented enough to do that, so by all means, go ahead and freehand it. If you prefer to trace, then you could either use like a carbon transfer paper, which is nice and easy. You just lay the transfer paper down on your watercolor paper, put your printout image on top of that, and then just draw over it with a pencil. Nice and easy. Or you can use a light box. And if you don't have a light box, hold it up to a window, but it's got to be during the day. All right, so I think that is going to get you going and give you a chance to get your sketch onto your paper so you can paint along. And we will move on to some business. Okay, so this is, like I said, this is our December meeting, which includes a paint along. So I'm Shanna Cramer, and I'm the owner of Creatively Uncorked, and I'm also on the board with the Red River Watercolor Society. I'll get into more of what Creatively Uncorked does later as we go through, so let's get into the watercolor stuff. So Red River Watercolor Society has been here, it's the 28-year mark coming up this summer, so quite a while now. And if you have a friend that you think should join, tell them to get a membership. It's $25 per year. And if you sign up online, it just renews annually, so you don't have to mess with it. You get all these member benefits like videos like this, for example. And we do a lot of demos. Right now we're doing demos via Facebook because we have to. And when we get back to regular life, we'll be doing in-person demos again. But you'll also, and those will happen every month. And then you'll also get a chance to submit your work to the National Watercolor Show, which happens every summer, and you'll see some amazing artwork in there. And then you'll also get a chance to get into the watercolor workshop, and those are happening in June. And the one that we have this summer, it's skinnied up to only 4 days instead of 5. But that information will be on the website soon. That's going to be Robbie Laird will be the artist for that. So if you want to check that out, just Google Red River Watercolor Society. When you get on our page, then just click on the workshop, or maybe click on member info. Either way you want to do it. All right, so if you are just tuning in, welcome to the December members meeting. We're going to be talking about a few different updates, as well as doing a poinsettia paint along. You can see that up in the corner here. Here's my reference. So if you are just joining in, you want to paint along, and you totally should. You can just go ahead and, if you want to just sketch something out really quick, you can do that. Or if you want to use the download and copy off of that, you can do that too. Either way, totally up to you. Whatever watercolor supplies you have handy, get them out and use them. I'll be putting out a few different paints as we go, and I have a few different brushes. We'll get into that later. So just want to make sure that anyone coming in now is getting a chance to get started with their paint. All right, so somebody's leaving early, sorry for that. Excuses not to paint. All right, moving forward. So today's the last day of the Christmas card exchange, but I bet if you finish your painting tonight and get it off in the mail tomorrow, I bet it could still get in. We have the Christmas card exchange. You can make your own original artwork, and what you do is you mail that to, here's what you mail it to: Red River Watercolor Society, Christmas card exchange, P.O. Box 1656, Fargo, North Dakota, 58107-1656. Okay, so you just put that in the mail, and then what happens is President Lisa will take all that mail and shuffle it, put new names on it, throw it back in the mail. So you'll send a card, you'll get a card. Pretty fun, right? Right, so if you finish your card tonight and want to send it off, we'll all send poinsettia cards to each other. Won't that be fun? Just put your name on it so we know who it came from. All right, so our next meeting is going to be January 12th, and that will be Steve Knutson. At this point, we are planning to have that meeting at the First Presbyterian Church in Moorhead, which is our usual meeting spot now. Unless anything drastic changes, we'll keep you updated. I don't know. So we'll just keep you informed. But as of now, we're planning on meeting January 12th, First Presbyterian Church, 7 to 9. Okay, so you've got your paper and paint out now? Yes? Thumbs up? Give me thumbs up if you're painting along. Give me two thumbs up if you're here for the giveaways, because we're doing door prizes. All right, so before we get started, I want to thank the volunteers. We have, this whole organization is run off of our amazing volunteers, and we've got some really, really great people. It's too bad we haven't been able to meet in person for a while, because it's a really great bunch and people that I really like spending time with. So I can meet with you this way. I know it's not the same, so keep commenting and hope to see you all soon. Some of the volunteers, we have Lisa Burns as our president, Darlene Sween is the secretary, Barbara DeRoss, I hope I didn't say that wrong, Barbara, is the treasurer. Ellen Dietrich is the national show director. Jackie Anderson is the director of programs, so if you ever want to do, like I'm doing, and do a presentation for the Watercolor Society, Jackie is the person you contact. The director of memberships, that's me, Shanna Cramer, and the at-large member is Sandra Miles. So we do, every year, we want to recognize our volunteer that has gone above and beyond for the Red River Watercolor Society. So this is our Silver Brush Award, and this is something that we asked our members to vote on last month. And the person who was nominated, the person who ultimately won, was, congratulations, Jamie Hunt. Congratulations, Jamie Hunt, on being our Silver Brush Award winner for 2020. What Jamie does is she has rebuilt our website. So if you've seen the website lately, it is absolutely beautiful. She did a great job. She does the newsletter. So the newsletter that you get in your inbox the first of every month, Jamie does that. And she writes the articles. Well, not every article, she's, most of them though. And she finds the content. She also maintains the Facebook group and the Facebook page. So she's been donating quite a bit to the Red River Watercolor Society, and thank you, Jamie, for all of your hard work, for bringing us into the new digital age. We all appreciate it. Other volunteers, if you are COVID bored or not COVID bored, maybe you just want to get a little bit more involved with the Red River Watercolor Society, a few of these positions are open. So board positions that are open that you could volunteer for would be secretary, treasurer, membership director, tech chair assistant, where you'd be working with Jamie, content creators, which again you'd be working with Jamie, and that's if you want to maybe write an article, submit articles to the newsletter. I know Susan Seaborn has been doing that lately. Good job, Susan. I learned a lot from those. And Facebook moderators. So if you are interested in getting more involved in doing any of those positions, let someone on the board know and you're in. We've got you. Actually, I think Jamie's the one that is the right person to contact about that too. All right, so with our door prizes, this is the part we're waiting for, right? Okay, I knew it. Door prize number 1. So here's how, if you want to get a door prize, because there's no door, right? We're doing it a little bit differently. If you want in on the door prize drawing, type in the comments, door prize, okay? That's the word you're looking for, door prize. And Lisa is going to take down the names of everybody who writes the word door prize in the comments, and she's going to write them on a piece of paper, throw them in a hat, and then choose the winners. And when you win, this is what you're going to win. You could win a Michael's gift card. Who couldn't use that? You could win a Starbucks gift card. You could win Christmas ornaments, or you could win a box of chocolates, or you could win wine. I know we do have a few different bottles of wine. I know there's going to be a Cabernet, there's going to be a Moscato d'Asti, and a couple of other bottles that I'm not entirely sure what they're called. So here's the thing about the door prizes. If we don't have enough door prize winners, the wine and chocolate are going to be divided up at the next board meeting. So if your friends aren't playing along, hit them up, tell them to get on Facebook right now, get out their paints, start doing a paint along, and then try for a door prize. All right. Here we go. I think that covers all of the business. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. If I can't respond directly to you, Lisa can do that. And we'll go ahead with our paint along. One thing you may want to do to celebrate, bring on a little Christmas cheer. Some bubbly. Cheers. So a little bit about Creatively Uncorked. I'm Shanna, and this is, yes, come out for the next meeting. I bet that's Susan. And I'm Shanna, and Creatively Uncorked started in January 2014, and we are a paint and sip studio, and we've been doing events in Fargo, Moorhead, North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota. We've been traveling quite a bit, and we currently have our main studio here in West Fargo, and we are doing a lot of live online events these days. We're also doing a lot of art kits to go. So if you know any grandkids or kids or whoever that might want an art kit for Christmas, you can go to creativelyuncorked.com and check out the art kits to go, and you'll find in there a whole, hundreds. There are literally hundreds of art kits in there that you can order. We prep them for you, call you when they're ready, or ship them out. We're also doing a lot of online parties. Right now we're doing a lot of Christmas parties, and those can be through Facebook like this. They can be through Zoom, like most of them are. They can be through Microsoft Teams, and they can even be through Google Hangouts. So we are full-on online teachers right now. And you get a chance to see what we're going to be doing. All right, so switch over my camera for the overhead view. Okay, so here's my cheat sketch. And I'll go ahead and add myself off to the side so you can wave hi to me. And then this down here, this is my side angle camera. So right now you're seeing this, and now you're seeing my bubbly. And now you're seeing my card and my palette. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and delete those last two cameras. We'll just get the overhead view. I wanted to get this zoomed in enough so you can see what's going on here, so you can see every little paint splatter that I've managed to get on this piece of paper so far. I call it character. All right, so then I have my palette and I have some fun brushes that I'll probably be using. I have my little Escoda Perla, and this little guy works well for, even though the point is pretty dull at this point, it still works pretty well for the detail, pushing some paint around. I have my mop brush, and this is Squirrel, and this thing holds so much water. I just love it. It's one of my favorite brushes. And then I have this floppy little dagger brush, which I just got, but already it's so much fun. I have a few other brushes sitting around here. Maybe I'll use them, maybe I won't. I'll introduce them if I do. Also my cup of water, naturally, my paper towel. I have a couple of spray bottles. This one is a nice little mister bottle, which works really well for keeping my paints wet. And I have this dollar store spray bottle, which I can use for, oh, you can probably see the mess there. Spritzing, you can see that, how it randomly spritzes water. So that's what this is good for. Okay, and as for colors, let's see here. All right, so I've got, this is Cobalt Violet. And what I've got here is I tried to do a combination of sedimenting colors and transparent colors. So I've got this Cobalt Violet, which is going to be sedimenting. And then I've got this, this is Aurelian Yellow, which is a little bit thicker, a little more sedimenting. Quin Gold, which, sorry Susan, this is one of my favorite colors and I'm not going to take it out of my palette. And then I've got the Quinacridone Violet, then I've got Alizarin Crimson. These two are just some rando reds that I'm not going to use. And then I've got Cobalt Red, Cobalt Violet, oh no, I'm sorry, Cobalt Turquoise, and get my water out of the way, and then I've got Phthalo Turquoise. So this is my transparent turquoise, sedimenting turquoise, sedimenting red, transparent purple, on and on. Okay. Yeah, the Quin is my transparent yellow, sedimenting purple. Yeah, so there we are. That is my whole grand scheme of things. All right, so I have my quick little sketch here, and I'm sorry, but I did not take a photograph of this particular view of the poinsettia when I painted it. I see somebody saying they can't see the video. If you can't see the video, you might want to just quit out of it and jump back in a second. I'm checking it now to make sure it works. Yep, looks like I can still see the video, so if you can't see the video, jump off and jump back in. It's possible there could be some slow internet somewhere or whatever else the case is. So back to my painting here. So I sketched this one a while back. It's been rattling around in my bag, which is why it's so dirty. But I have this nice little bright spot in the middle, and have you just kind of take a look here. I'll stretch out this big one for you. Okay, so what I did here, if you ever are looking at a real poinsettia, and if I say that wrong, I'm sorry. I had a second grade teacher that trained me to say poinsettia, and Google disagrees, so I've been trying to retrain my brain to say it the right way. Okay, so here, and this one's, you know, starting to fall apart a little. All the yellow things in the middle are pretty much falling off now. So it's not quite as pretty as it was when it was brand new. But look at these leaves. So this is what we're looking at. They're kind of like velvety. They're so soft and just like a really pretty velvety. Just really, really gorgeous. But they're all very, very red. So it's just a heavy duty blast in the face of red. So we are going to use our artistic license. And when we come back to this painting, I'm going to add some highlights. Even though this plant is not shiny, we're going to make it shiny because I want to. And then we're going to get down into these background leaves and make those really velvety looking. So that's my plan. Keep the brights and the dark in the center. So, well, maybe I'll stretch it out a little bigger. Okay, onward. So to start with, all right, how many of you are painting along? Give me a thumbs up. I want to see who's painting along. Also, it looks like Lisa is saying last call for door prizes. So if you want in on the door prizes right now, you have to type in the comments, door prize. That's the word, door prize. And that's the word you need to type in to win. Okay, so I'm taking my blue spritzer bottle and just kind of spraying a little bit of random splashes there on my paper. Maybe a little more. Kind of fun, right? Okay, so I'll start with that, and I'll start out with my little Escoda brush here, and I'm taking a little bit of my favorite Queen Gold, just splattering a little. And this color is going to go in every part of this painting, so yes, Susan, I'm doing it. Susan says the reason she doesn't use Queen Gold is because it will take over your painting really fast. I'm okay with that. I like that. I like the color. All right, so I'm scribbling in some yellow, and the background I did some Queen Gold, and now I've got this Ariel in yellow. You obviously use any colors that you have in your palette. You don't have to use what I'm using. I'm just showing you my colors that I'm working with. Okay, and I'm just gonna take some of this, do some quick little scribbles out. And this is just on my, my leaf here. So I'm painting this with a looser style. I'm not going to get too uptight about details. I just want to make sure I have my impact area in the center with the brights and the darks. Hey, Athena's painting along, nice. Athena, you're going to put yours in the Christmas card exchange? Right, so all I'm doing is, kind of tilt it a little so you can see. Just kind of getting into some brighter areas. I'm just kind of following along the flow of the branches. Not being too accurate, not being too uptight about where things go. This is fun art, not fine art. That's what I like to say. If you can't have fun with it, why are you doing it? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if you're too serious about this, you should probably grab yourself some creative juice. Cheers. Okay, so I think I've got, colors are starting to dry a little bit, so I'm just gonna go ahead and walk away. Not really. Okay, of course not. So I'll start by, I'll pick a leaf area here. I think I'll do this top center leaf and I'll add my color to that. So what I'm doing then is taking my alizarin crimson. Whoops, that's not alizarin, silly. Okay, this is. That's alizarin crimson. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and kind of, same thing, I think a little thicker than that though. Little thicker, okay. And I'm kind of scribbling that on the branches, or on that kind of flowery area as well. And look at that, look at how lovely. See, we get to invent the shiny spots on a very not shiny plant. But I'm doing it because I want to. Punch up some color here and there. Let's see. All right, so this is the part where I'm going to take my thick red. This is my cadmium red here. These, the reason I'm not using them is because they're cadmium hue and they have a different texture. And the reason that I like the cadmiums is because of the texture. I mean, these have great color, sure, but yeah, I want the texture. So here I go. I'm scribbling in some of that thick red. Lovely. So we've got a little bit of color variation in there. We can definitely use some more. Like, for example, now here's where I actually do want to go after that violet. Okay, and I'll just go a little bit right around the edges. Okay, I'm going to let that one dry for just a little bit before adding anything else to it, and then I'll move on to the next leaf. Again, starting with alizarin. kind of going up the center of that leaf, kind of scribbling out to the edges. And this, if this is drying too much, spritz it. What spritzing does is it keeps you from being too tight with your painting and too accurate and too uptight. Yeah. Also, if that's happening, get your wine out. By the way, did you know that wine is an art supply? You learned it here. All right, I think I want that a little bit darker there. Okay, I'm just punching in some alizarin. Now I'm coming back with just plain water. Lovely. Kind of going around that one little teeny tiny leaf I've got there. And then here comes my big strong punch of red. Bam. Boom. Pow. Lovely. So this one, I'm going to want to start adding some different colors in here. Like, sure, I could do purple again. Yeah, I could. And what the heck, I maybe will there a little. But I also want to throw in some turquoise. And let's see what I have. I'm going to go with the transparent here right now. Kind of a little bit up the center. And I think I'll take a little teeny tiny bit of that, and that's the Cobalt Turquoise. Now that my first leaf is a little bit drier, I can go ahead and add some to that. Just scribble it in. Just a light touch. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. How fun, right? How fun is this? Are you kidding me? Batman's my middle name. All right, so now I've got this empty, well, I think I want to maybe just keep going. I kind of want to deal with that background a little bit, but I kind of want to keep going. Maybe I'll just barely deal with it. How's that? Is that a good cheat? Just scribble in some turquoise water. There, turquoise tint. And no, I'm not taping this down. It's just a little tiny card. I don't need to tape it down. I don't care if it moves around. It's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay, I'll move on to my next leaf. Actually, I think I'll move on to this one. Keep them connected. Alrighty, gotta move this around here so I don't, stick my hand in wet paint. Plus, way too much water right there. Holy heckin' cow. Let's get that off of there. All right, taking some more of that alizarin. Again, so now I've got my shadow down here. There we are. Same technique, I'm just kind of doing the same thing. I'll try some different colors here in a little bit. But yeah, same technique. Just scribbling it on in. Punch it with some Cad Red. Boom, boom, boom. Pow. And this one I think I'm gonna go full on with the turquoise right now. Boom, right there. Boom, pow, yeah. And there, I'll tilt it around so it can bleed around a little bit. So we're starting to get some fun colors. And I'll just keep right on moving along. Again with my alizarin. It looks like I'm starting to lose a little bit in the center there, so I'll have to try to be a little more careful. Or, I may have to cheat and use some gouache. Some people think gouache is cheating. Like Ken Call, for example. He's one of those, he did our workshop last year. He's one of those watercolor purists. He says, you can use gouache, but not in my watercolor workshop. I mean, I don't think he would have kicked anybody out for doing it. There, punch in the Cad Red, boom, boom. Let's go back to that violet. I miss the violet already, don't you? I haven't used violet in a long time. All don't know. I mean, it's okay, but let's get some turquoise in there. Let's see, do we want the opaque turquoise or the, yep, I guess we do. So this is the cobalt turquoise. Ooh, and that is, wow, look at that bleed all over. How fun. So while that's going crazy, I'm just going to take my brush and give it a path to follow. I'll bring it down a little bit into the background. Let's see, a little bit on that leaf. There. So maybe I can give it like, let it follow the path of this, where this leaf goes. Well, that looks pretty fun, doesn't it? All right, so I'm going to leave that one be. I have a couple of teeny tiny leaves in there. So let's see, that little one, I want to keep that one pretty light. I know, let's do this. A little bit of alizarin, because alizarin's pretty much my base color here, so I'm just going to scribble in a little thicker. Come on, man. All right. Scribble a little alizarin, and then throw in some Ariel. So this one is going to be much lighter. With that little bit of yellow in there. Ooh, you know where else that yellow is going to go? In the center, but not yet. We'll wait until that dries a little bit. It's kind of a soupy mess right now. Yep, so I'm not going to paint there yet. Let's see. I know. Let's let it dry a minute. And are we ready for door prizes, Lisa? I think there's about a minute delay between what I'm saying and what you're hearing, so. In the meantime, I'll just take a swig. Cheers. For those of you that are drinking along, cheers. It's okay if you're not painting along, but you know, grab a glass. Oopsies, spill fairies here. Do you have a spill fairy too? Mine's been following me around most of my life, I swear. I don't spill. I am perfectly capable of not spilling, but my spill fairy, she's out to get me. Ooh, Lisa says yes on the door prizes. All right, so Lisa, who do we have? What do we have? Who's the winner? Cheers, Barbara. Here, I'll put this dangerously close to my water so that I can be a real artist. You know you're not a real artist until you drink the paint water. Or I guess dunking your brush in your wine, that qualifies too? I think so. Ooh, Deb Griffey, winner of 2 ornaments. Nice job, way to go, Deb. Image of the ornaments? I don't have an image of the ornaments. Okay. Got kicked offline. I'm back on now. All right. Are we doing any more prizes, or are we going back to painting? We can paint a little and then do another door prize if you want. It's starting to dry out a little. Athena, winner of 2 ornaments. And it's Athena. Sorry, Athena, if I'm going to say this wrong. Graychick? I know I should know that. Anyway, congratulations, Athena. You are now the proud new owner of 2 shiny ornaments. I mean, I assume they're shiny. I bet they're Christmassy. Very nice. So let me know how many more you want to do. That's why I put my beverage there, Jackie, because I like to live dangerously. And yes, it's a very Christmassy, bubbly beverage. Gray sick. Yes, got it. Thank you. Athena Graysick, that's what I was saying. It looks like we have the winner of a box of chocolates. There we go. So now we've given out grand total 4 Christmas bulbs, a box of chocolates. Are you really drawing names out of a hat, Lisa? And that's, you know, darn it, we don't get to share chocolates at the next the next board meeting. All right, I happen to know that we have a few more prizes. We've got some gift cards, we've got some wine. Some of it's even bubbly. Okay, are we doing more door prizes? Or do you want to wait a little bit and do the rest of them? Let me know. Don't worry, Lisa. Let's see, I've got a little bit more to do on this painting, and then we can, and then we'll do some more door prizes. So if you keep announcing them, Lisa, I'll just post them when I get a chance. Okay, so before this dries out completely, I've got a pretty good start in the center there. I have this little guy that hasn't been painted yet, and that one I'm going to do lightly, just a touch of alizarin and a little punch of Areolin. Lovely, gorgeous. And no, these flowers are not so yellow in real life, but that's okay. They are if I want them to be, and that's how art works. So I'm going to come over here and do this big old flower. And this big old one has the, this is the one with the shadow on it. So, and I really like that shadow. That is the part I like the most about this scene. So there's this little shadow here, and there's this little shadow over here. So I'm going to try and get those in. But first, and these I'm not going to punch them up quite as much. Spritz a little water. All right, so back to my alizarin, a little bit thinner this time. Just going all the way up to that. Actually, you know what? What the heck am I doing? I'm gonna fill this all in. This leaf I want to be my velvety leaf. So my velvety leaf, I'm going to fill it in. I'm not going to leave those sparkles. Those sparkles can stay on those top leaves. So this is now not thick enough. So I'm going to take my big old punch of red, cadmium, and let's see, I'll get some in here. And this is going kind of between the veins of the leaf. And over here, kind of trying to keep an eye on that reference photo a little bit. the only place I have it is on this teeny tiny screen in front of me. Okay, so there's that thick red in the alizarin, looking pretty good. Clean the brush, and now I'm going after that Cobalt Turquoise. I'm coming in from the outside edges this time. Thicker paint, please. Thank you. Okay. I'm going right kind of on the veins of those leaves. Less paint, please. Thank you. Okay. All right. So now, this is the hard part. Don't touch it. Stop. Let the paint do its thing. Hard to do. So hard to do. Okay. I'm going to let it be. I swear I'm going to let it be. Okay, maybe I'll just tilt it a little. And then I swear I'm going to let it be after that. I mean, I really want to just like, okay, just a little. Okay, but not that much. All right, so I swear, I'm gonna leave it be now. I'm fine, it's okay. Maybe get those edges a little. I want those edges to be fun. I don't want to spray the middle of the leaf because, you know, then it'll make it not velvety anymore. But if we get these edges, just kind of scribble that out. There, that's fun. Yeah. And that'll definitely be more turquoise, but I can add some more turquoise in there now. What the heck? Sorry, I'm doing a bad job of step-by-stepping this. It's okay. You guys know what you're doing, right? I know all you guys are better painters than me, so. And I have a little bit of blue, but I don't want to. Okay, so this is phthalo blue, just giving it a little scribble. Actually, I don't think it is phthalo. I think it's Antwerp blue. There, just kind of pulling that down to the edge. All right, so yeah, now this background's bleeding into this. Okay, looking good, looking great. Oh, I love it when the colors are friends. Isn't that great how they just mingle? That's my favorite part of watercolor. Just watching the colors have fun. Moving on to the next leaf. Leaf. Well, anyway, flower. We can call it a flower. We can call it a leaf. I don't think either is right. Because I looked it up, and neither is right, but I forget what it's called. So alizarin base again. Oops, there I go, leaving spots. I'll have to fill those in. But maybe I can fill them in with Cad Red. Maybe a little more Cad Red. What does a Cad Red do? Pow, that's right. And I'll take that Cobalt Turquoise, give it a little scribbly-doo, scribbly-dee, pop some color on in there, clean the brush a little, and then I'm just going to take some of that edge too and just scribble that out. There. Oh, lovely. Perfect. Let me see. Okay, now I know I have another leaf in there, but that was way too wet right now, so I will get back to that leaf later. Hey Nancy, thanks for stopping in. How are you? Okay. This, let's see, is this going to be red? Yeah, this will be red. Okay, so I'll go back to my alizarin, and I want to get these to kind of fade out a little bit in the back too, so kind of purpling down this, whoopsies. I'm using fresh brand new paint right out of the tube today, which is something that I rarely ever do. And sometimes I just go ahead and stick my brush in the paint like I'm used to, and it turns out to be fresh paint. And then I get these big old globs. So don't let it happen to you. Word to the wise. All right, so here I go. But before I start adding that purple, I just want to share with you this. Bev Benda is the winner of the $10 Michaels gift card. And Combine that with a coupon and it's like $13 at Michael's. So that's a pretty good gift card. Congratulations. See, I don't want to add more water to it. I mean, I kind of do, but so I've got this kind of dim purpley red. Get up to that edge, but I think I don't want to probably paint over it. Oh, okay, so that's not so bad. Yeah, I kind of like that color. It's looking pretty good. That's not even a purple. That is my alizarin combined with my cobalt teal. And I'll get some darker color around the edges, kind of give it some definition. And by darker color, I mean cobalt teal. But maybe just a little more alizarin. Maybe just another little punch of color, even though I said I was going to let it fade out. So whatever you do, folks, don't overwork your painting. All right. Moving on. And I have my last little corner over here, and then I'll be able, maybe I'll be able to come back over here. Well, maybe not. We'll see. So I'll just get my last little corner in over here. I'll start with the transparent turquoise, which is the phthalo turquoise. You know what I'm doing? I'm using the same brush for the entire painting, I just realized. Oh well. Got my colors kind of touching there. They kind of bleed into each other. Have a little fun. Isn't that lovely? You know, I know I really shouldn't add yellow to the background. And you know what I really haven't done a lot of, Susan? Is use Quin Gold. So I'm gonna punch in a little of that Quin Gold in there. How's that? You know, what a glorious color that is. Quin Gold, I just love it. There, now I can bleed in a little bit with my nice little red petal. There, I know it's hard to see what's going on because the water is so shiny, way shiny, but I've got some lovely color happening in there and absolutely no detail at all. So we'll have to let it dry a little bit before we do more. In this area, I think maybe I'll just drop in a little bit of red in there and then not worry too much about it. And by red, I mean alizarin. And turquoise, I guess, because alizarin's not powerful enough right there. There. Okay, so then when I come back, I'm going to want to make sure I get my shadow. The lovely, lovely shadow. I have another lovely shadow happening over here that I also can't see quite yet. So I'm gonna have to let this dry for a few minutes. You know what I miss? I miss Cad Red. Let's do Cad Red. Just a little bit, not overboard, just a tiny bit. Just a little smidgen. Okay, onward. All right. Yep, let's leave it at that. But just a little more, because I can't leave it alone. All right, done. Hold on, I'm gonna move it away. Okay, I'm gonna move this in front of me. That means I am forced to take a break. So, those of you that also are ready to take a break because you can't stop painting either, put the paper down, step away from the brushes. For whoever needed to hear that. It might be only me, but that's okay. So, stand up, get a good stretch, because you know you need it. You've probably been sitting all day like I have. Wiggle out. Yeah, that's better, right? Take your glass of something happy. And remind it that you're still friends. All right, do we have any more door prizes? Because I think there's still a Starbucks gift card, if I remember right, and then a couple bottles of wine. But if there aren't enough winners, that's okay. We can take care of that wine situation. But it looked like we had an awful lot of people. Ooh, look at that. Susan Seaborn, the winner of the $15 Starbucks gift card. Very nice. Way to go, Susan. You know you're going to use that. That'll get you what, 2 coffees? All right, now I'm gonna watch this paint dry. Woo! And if you go overboard like I did, you get bonus color on the inside of your card. You know what you do with that? Give it a scribble. Watercolor is supposed to be fun. There. Now the inside of your card has a little bit of texture. Isn't that lovely? Perfect. All right, I'm seriously gonna stop and let it dry. Watch me. Okay, here we go. Darlene Sween is the winner of Imagery Cabernet Sauvignon. So congratulations, Darlene. Enjoy your cab. That's a pretty good one, you know, if you haven't tried it before. Yay, Susan, yay, Darlene. Thank you, Jamie. Thanks, Darlene. And Cynthia Shotsky is a winner of Cupcake Moscato d'Asti. And if you are a Moscato fan, which is sweet white wine, if you're not familiar, d'Asti just means bubbly sweet white wine. So similar and happy Christmassy. So congratulations, Cynthia. Enjoy your Moscato. Oh, not quite dry enough. Oh boy, this is gonna take forever. Whew. I mean, I could blow dry it, but why? I have a fan. Let's see. Was that it? Was that all the door prizes? I'm trying to think what else there was. Yeah, that might be them all. So the next door prize winner is going to win an opportunity to volunteer. Yay! For the Red River Watercolor Society. Lots and lots of volunteer opportunities. And also, Merry Christmas, guys, to all of you. Yep, this is me patiently drawing. I'm just wondering how much I can, no, I can't. It's still too wet. Ooh. Emily Erickson is the winner of the white wine hand-delivered by Jackie Anderson. Way to go. I'm probably leaving fingerprints. Oh well. Emily, if I remember right, do you drink white wine? I seem to remember that's true, but I can't remember why I think that. Yes, yep, the Red River Watercolor Society really does need volunteers. There are a few people doing a lot of jobs right now. that it would be really, really great if we could spread some of these jobs out. And then everybody has a little bit less to do, and then we get more people involved, which just makes it more fun. And a lot of the job openings right now are really the fun ones. Or if you want one of the fun job openings, just ask, because we can probably work around it. But we've got some people on the board that have been on the board for a lot of years. And anybody new that is ready to come in, just say your name, just volunteer, just get in touch with us, because it's totally worth it. It's a really, really great bunch of people that you get to work with, and it's absolutely wonderful. So here we are. Judy Homesteaded, I'm sorry, Judy, anyway, is the winner of the red wine, hand delivered by Jackie Anderson in programming. So congratulations, Judy. Colmanstead? Are the board being on the board? Never. Nobody could get bored being on the board. But we welcome new board members. How's that? New members are always welcome. And yes, Jamie, thank you. If you don't know how to do it, we'll train you. It's fine. It's okay. You're going to do great. All right. So my paper's still a little bit soggy here. I'm going to go ahead anyway. It's fine. It's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. You know what happens if you start to worry about a painting that's supposed to be fun? You drink more wine. That's right. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to my floppy brush, my little floppy dagger brush. And Darlene says, totally agree, the board is a great place to meet some fine people and do great things for the community. Yes, absolutely. And your palette is yummy looking. Don't lick the paint. Okay, before I get too off kilter here, let's see what we need to do next. So I know I need some shading in here. I need my darks in here. I've had a lot of fun playing with the other colors. Let's see, I think I can probably get a little of that turquoise in there now. Maybe I can do that before I go too far with the floppy brush. So I'll do a little of that turquoise in there. And while I have that turquoise in my hand, I'm going to add that shadow. That lovely, lovely shadow. My reason for painting this. And that one kind of comes up all the way along the edge. Okay, so back to my scribbles over here. And I want to toss in a little bit of that fun blue. And just to balance off my Quinn gold over there, just throw in a little of that. We'll see what happens. This might get a little dark over here. But you know, I guess I won't cry about it. Okay, so now I've got my turquoise. And I'm bringing that turquoise up into that shadow, right around that branch, or that little leafy thing. It's not quite a flower, not quite a leaf, but it's a poinsettia part. Okay, coming up right into the center. And here's where I can start picking out a little bit of that detail. So I know I have some spots that actually stayed white. Isn't that amazing? Not by any intention of mine, but happy accidents, right? Gotta love them. So I'll just kind of paint around a few parts there and just kind of bring out those really bright ones. And that green is nice, but I also want purple. So now I've got a purple coming down here around this little guy, this little leaf on the left side that has the other beautiful shadow. So I'll just connect those together and then join them in the center. So I'm just going to go around all those little center pieces. All right, so I'm just getting my little blend of green and purple which are lovely colors to have in a poinsettia. And then around the outside edge of that, I'm just going to kind of blend it off a little bit. I don't want any really hard edges around the center of the flower. That's the part that blends out. Okay, adding a couple of little shadows. Taking a little more. The only two colors I'm really working with right now are going to be that the quinacridone violet and the phthalo turquoise, because they go beautifully together. Let's bring out a little bit of detail on that flower. And the one I'm looking at in front of my face looks fine. The one I look at it on camera, it's looking a little dark and a little heavy, so maybe I'll just have to lighten up there. So I'm just taking a clean, dry brush and just kind of scribbling over some of the parts that I just added, just to keep it light, right? You don't need to go so heavy on that. I have my heavy dark parts down here. Speaking of which, maybe I'll lighten up that a little too. There we are. You can finger paint with watercolor too. It's totally fine. There. All right, so now I've got my couple of shadows. This one's going to need a little more detail. So I'll go back to my turquoise again. And I want to bring out that leaf just, oops, not that much. Easy on the paint there, girl. Got it. All right. So I'm kind of bringing this up into the leaf. I know I don't want a whole lot of detail there, so I'm just going to kind of scribble in the effect of some veins. There we go. But mostly what I'm trying to do is negative paint around this leaf, just to kind of make it pop a little more. We've done a whole lot of our fun splashy painting, which is my favorite kind. So now we'll get a little bit more nitpicky here with a little bit of detail. But not too nitpicky, because that would take the fun away from it. I know some people just really love doing all the little details and getting all involved in the details, but I like the big splashy stuff myself. So I'm going to save my time for that. Let's see, on this, what do we want? Maybe a little more violet here. Just kind of picking my way around that flower again. And that background flower isn't very red, so I could be okay doing a little bit of red in there. Or heck, maybe I just need to go to turquoise now. Okay, and I kind of want to just wiggle and wash that out a little. Just kind of a little squiggly-do. And line is gone. Just squiggle it away. There we are. Yeah, the only hard edge I want there is just right around that one flower. And I think I maybe want a little bit of punch of green in there. Oop, punch of green. Gotta use cobalt. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna get carried away. Punch of cobalt in that quin violet is just lovely. Just a little more over here. Okay, I swear I'm gonna stop. Okay, but just a little bit over here. Okay, moving on. So now I have this big kind of leaf in the background I did intend to fade it off, but now I'm not so sure I like it faded. I think I would actually like it to be more green. So let's do that. I'm gonna try not to go overboard on the turquoise, because I think I've had my fill of overboard so far today. I'm sure some of you could agree. All right, scribbling it on in there. Punch it with some blue. Just a little though. Boop, boop, boop. Little boops of blue. And, you know, I really only have 2 spots of quin gold on there, so boo-boo. Just a little drops of quin gold there. All right, so now, let me see. I've got these couple of leaves to flesh out, and then this top center leaf, which is going to be, let me see. yeah, you know, maybe I will go ahead and make that one red. I think I will. Let's make that one red. All right, so let me get into my detail here. And I'm just thinking, it's okay. Pow, punch it up. Got it. All right, so I've got my green and my red here. And it's basically just soup at this point. So I was carefully figuring out colors earlier, but now it's just a mess. So it's color soup. And that's what we're painting with. We're painting with whatever is in the tray. Maybe a little more ready tray, huh? Reddish, ready? Okay, so now I've got that on there. I'm just cleaning my brush a little, damp brush, scribbling some of those edges away. It's kind of fun, isn't it, scribbling? It's my favorite painting style. Scribble it away. All right, so before I go and lose everything there with my dark purpley greeny, I am tempted. Why resist? A little bit of Quinn Gold right on that leaf. Pow. All right, boom. There it is. Quinn Gold right on my red leaf. I'm gonna leave it that way. You know I'm not. Come on, I gotta punch it with something. A little bit of cad red. Just a little. Okay. Enough? Way more than enough. So this is coming out a lot darker on camera, I think, than it is in real life. So it is a nice, rich looking color, but it does look a lot darker on camera. So now I'm going to deal with my big background leaf. Guess what we're gonna do with it? You got it. We're gonna punch it. We're gonna pow it. Lovely. Nice alizarin in there. So just scribble that out. And the edges actually are pretty smooth on the poinsettias. So, and that color is way too even, way too smooth. Yes, I could punch it with some Quinn Gold. I could do that. I could. But, you know what else I like? Cobalt Turquoise. I haven't used it in like a minute. Let's throw some of that cobalt in there. Woo. Lovely. Oh my gosh, you know what would look good now? Oh, do I dare? I kind of want to. No, not Quinn Gold. Well, all right, just a little. Just only a little. The Aurelin. I don't want to make it stand out too much because it's in the background, but it's kind of in the middle. Sort of. It's sort of like pointing toward the center of interest, right? Okay, I'll leave it alone now. All right, so now a little bit more detail on this leaf, and again with my my soup, my paint soup. Yep, just adding a little bit of detail here and there. Well, maybe I'll go a little bit more green on this side. Can't keep the same color everywhere. It's the beauty of watercolor. Mix and match and mesh, and your colors are friends. Let them blend, let them play. Clean and dry the brush, and then I'm just gonna smudge some edges. And if you have any friends that are brand new to watercolor or haven't started watercolor yet because they're scared, scary, right? And they just want some basic, super basic beginner tips, send them to Creatively Uncorked. We do beginner watercolor classes. We'll walk through the basic steps for you. The stuff that you don't get when you're taking a watercolor class from a professional. Because we understand what it's like to be a beginner. And we'll take you through the beginner steps. Clean and dry the brush, scribble some edges. Let me see. All right, it's getting really dark, really heavy. I feel like I've kind of lost all my bright reds, so I'm gonna punch in some yellows in the middle. Just a little. Maybe. Not sure if this will work, but and it's too dark. I don't think I like it. It's yellow gouache, by the way. It's a Holbein gouache. Got a set of them the other week, month, I don't know. Maybe if I just get it really, really thick. We'll see what it looks like when it dries. I don't know. You never know. Could work out. Let's see, what else do I have for gouache? Because at this point, we are essentially done with this painting. And now, and I do believe that my colors were different from this than they were on that. But I painted that, and I don't really remember what I used, so I'm winging it. Ooh, I have a little bit of light green gouache. Maybe, maybe. Ooh, my gosh, wow, look at that. Boy, isn't that a blast of apple in the face. What else do I have? Ooh, I have purple gouache. Ah, purple gouache. Okay. And obviously you don't have to add all these details. You can do whatever you want with yours. You can scribble on it with some marker. You can scribble on it with some watercolor pencil. Maybe some chalk, maybe some, I don't know, whatever you feel like using. And green, I don't know. I don't know about green. Okay, so I kind of want to just, maybe a light yellow, just kind of, ooh, look at that fancy little scribble. Wait. How about, no, I don't need any more red, do I? I really don't. Okay, how about some white and purple? Scribble some purple gouache. Huh? Holy cow, look at that pow. I just punched it right up. I like that one. Right, let's do that again. Light purple again. Let's do woo woo woo, woo woo woo. Bow. Is bow a word? I think I like it. Just maybe some thicker purple. More purple. Mm-hmm. Oh, isn't that fun? I like it. Let's see, where can I use purple? More purple. I don't want to hide my shadow over there. In fact, I should punch that shadow up a little. Oop. Yeah, I think I'll punch the shadow up a little. A little bit of turquoise over that violet. Bring it into the center a little. Okay. Yeah, it'll dry darker, it's fine, or dry lighter. Now, I'm having fun with those scribbles. Maybe I do want just a touch of, I know, orange. Do I have orange? Well, I have red and yellow, so that's good enough. Oop, or white. I think I'm gonna go with a, oh, that's black, what the heck? No, I don't want black on my painting, come on. There, or white. All right, now we have a light orange. Now, give it a boom boom. Big old swizzle scribble, skadoodle, skirniddle. How about pink? You know, pink might be fun on that. A little alizarin, a little more of that white. And I'll woo-woo. Oh, maybe more alizarin. I know I said I have enough red, but how fun is that? Yeah, you're right, too much red. All right, that's okay. Let's try. I have that green now. What should we do with this super pow in the face green? That is some super duper green, isn't it? All right, let's go boo boo, boo boo boo. Oh, you know what? I kind of like that. Well, that is kind of fun. Let's bring some of that green over here. Maybe a little bit up over here. Oh, kind of off into the background. And then one little specky dot over there. I think that is exactly the right amount of that green. Kind of a fun green, but wow, it sure is bright. Wonder what this will look like when it dries. Let's see. Well, isn't that fun? Okay, let's try some more purple. Because I really like that kind of a purpley purple. Hey, thanks for coming along for the ride, guys. I'm just totally playing on this piece of paper. And you guys are just humoring me. That's awesome. Cheers. Kind of yellow. I think I want yellow. A little more yellow. I guess it's going to be an orangey yellow now. That's okay. Just a little bit of a whoop. Not that. Whoop. Oh, actually like that. Yep. I'm going to punch up this area a little too. Oh, look at that fun little scribble. Isn't that awesome? I think it'll tone down. I think it will. Let's see. Otherwise, I'll try a little bit of a more purpley purple. I swear I'm going to stop pretty soon. And just right along the edge of that one little leaf. I know we kind of wanted that one to fade off into the background, but meh. Just go ahead and redefine that edge a little. What the heck? All right, I think I have to call it. I could paint this all night, and it's just a card, guys. It's just a card. That last scribble, as a matter of fact, is my signature. Yep, I'm gonna do it in purple. Why? Because purple's my favorite color? Absolutely not. Whoop, more water. Turquoise. Turquoise is my favorite color. Well, that says my name, Shanna Cramer. I've signed it, that means I'm done. So, whew, I hope you guys had as much fun with this as I did. And let's see, if you wanted to try doing white poinsettias, definitely don't use this much paint. Avoid the lots of paint. Use more paper. Other than that, you know what? Maybe I'll try that next. And I'll get back to you on that because I have not yet discovered the best way to do white poinsettias. Looks like I wrote believe. Well, maybe I did. Good call. Maybe you can just read my handwriting and nobody else can. And thanks, Emily. Thanks, Lisa. And thanks, Athena. Thank you, Jackie. Bow. Bow is a word now, yeah. I tend to invent my own language as I paint because, you know how it works that you're like, your mind and your hands don't like, connect when you're painting. It's hard to talk and paint at the same time. Yeah, so just invent words. It's easy. Yeah, the gouache, I just got the gouache recently, like really recently. Well, this is only the second time I've used it. And the first time I used it, I was just trying to recreate a painting that I had done before with acrylic. It didn't work out, but I posted it on my YouTube anyway. So if you wanted to check out my YouTube channel, I posted a link in the comments early on. But yeah, you can watch the disaster gouache video in there if you want to. There are some better videos than that, I promise. Yes, it's always hard to have a conversation, Jackie, over live, anything live, because there's always a delay. Like, for example, on Facebook, there's usually about a full minute delay between what I'm saying and what you're hearing, and then from when you type until I see it. So, like on YouTube, it's generally a little bit less of a delay, maybe about a half a minute. Zoom is pretty right on, except that Zoom's video quality is absolutely horrendous. So, okay, Jamie, I'll check out that link a little bit later on the poinsettias, on the white poinsettias. Thank you, Barbara. Yes, Susan, thank you. Quinn Gold, yeah, it's the color. Just because you don't like it. Or don't want to use it. I shouldn't say you don't like it. All right, well, I think that is all the comments. If you guys want to post any more comments, please do, feel free. And I will try to respond to all of them when I can. In the meantime, cheers, Merry Christmas to everyone, and even if we don't get to meet in person, at least we get to meet this way. So be kind to your neighbors this Christmas. It's been a rough year on us all, and we're all going through our own things, and while we're going through our own things, it's easy for us to forget that other people are going through their own things as well. So if you've made a card, maybe send that, if you don't want to do the exchange, maybe send that to somebody that you haven't heard from for a while, that you haven't talked to, somebody maybe that you should be keeping in touch with. Maybe there's somebody that you know that hasn't been able to get out much lately. A lot of people haven't. And send them a card, give them a call, touch base, just say hi, just say how are you. Be kind to everyone this year. I mean, every year, come on. But I mean this year especially. It's COVID 2020 and it's Christmas. So enjoy. Thank you for painting along with me. And if you didn't paint along, thank you for drinking along with me. And if you didn't drink along, thanks for watching. We had a pretty good crowd throughout the night, and this video will stay on will stay on Facebook in our group for until somebody deletes it, I guess. And yes, if you want to get in on the card exchange, I do believe that if you get your card done tonight, you drop it in the mail tomorrow, you're still going to get in on the card exchange. So I think you are going to be okay there. All right. Merry Christmas all. Thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you next month. And if not, maybe I'll see you soon. Have a good night and have a good Christmas.